Hello and a very warm welcome from our European League of Football channel. This is Patrick Izumi and Mr. Zeljko here, and very warm welcome to the second weekly update here on the European League of Football channel. Zeljko, we met last week here on this channel. A lot of things happened. Let's talk about what's new and what's going on in our league right now.
Yes, I would say, as always, we are now, I think, exactly 11 weeks before start. So the countdown is running. And I think a lot of questions which reached out were targeting players, infrastructure, and what is happening around. Will you be able to play? What will happen with the corona situation? Will you play even if visitors are not allowed in the stadiums? These kind of questions we were faced over the last days, over the last weeks. And I would say one question that we answered, I think 1 or 2 days before, also with TV partners, was yes, we will play, even if we have to start in the season without visitors, although we still think that visitors will be allowed with testing, with everything, and not maybe with the full capacity. But at the end, we expect to have fans inside. So we are running in the preparations. We are in talks with our franchises, with our teams about players. And I would say in the last 7 days, a lot of things happened around the players and around the teams. A lot of players arrived even from US and from other countries to Germany. And maybe you can give us a short overview of what happened and what kind of players we can welcome now in our league.
Yes, I think the Barcelona Dragons, they made a big splash down there in Barcelona because they signed Justin Francis, former New England Patriots defensive lineman. He's already 32 years old, veteran guy, which is a great addition to this league. He played in 2012 for the New England Patriots, had played in 10 games, had 7 tackles, 3 sacks, and played a pretty good role as a rotational pass rusher and special teams guy. Is now in our league, and with his veteran leadership to younger players in the European League of Football. I think this is great to see a guy with such a great pedigree to come and join our league. That was going on in Barcelona. Also, they managed to get a very good offensive lineman from the Czech Republic. I think he was a Czech Republic champion 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. Jan Raus is his name. So the Barcelona team looks like it's going to be a very strong one. Then over here in Hamburg, I'm located in Hamburg. The Hamburg Sea Devils franchise, they welcomed Kedrick Vaughns, defensive back from Baylor, a player that I recruited and scouted almost 1.5 years ago to bring him over to Germany. Very, very good player. Can play safety and cornerback from a great program at Baylor. He's going to be a great addition to the league. And then the Wroclaw Panthers added Darius Robinson, defensive back from Clemson, which all you football nerds out there know. So I'm really happy and impressed. And there were more players about the quality of football players that we are able to add, or the franchises are able to add to the league. And in Cologne, there was the quarterback added, Danny Farley, quarterback that I think made some headways also on social media, which leads us to the next question probably, Zeljko, because Danny Farley was supposed to play for the Frankfurt Universe and is now going to be the quarterback for the Cologne Centurions. And there were a lot of questions about are we still in players from GFL teams and all that sort of stuff. And before I let you get into this, I can say this. A lot of people don't know obviously the story in behind why Danny actually ended up as the quarterback for the Cologne Centurions. And if they would know, they would be surprised maybe we are not stealing players. Danny has a girlfriend who's pregnant. They live 35 minutes away from Cologne, so that was his reason to come from Karlstadt, Sweden, back down to Germany. And then he didn't want to travel all the way to Frankfurt, but he wanted to be around his future kid. And that's why he asked whether he can play for the Cologne Centurions franchise, which we obviously were happy to accommodate that. We immediately, or David Drain, the GM for Cologne, then approached Frankfurt, and they agreed and found a way to make it happen that actually Danny Farley can stay with his pregnant girlfriend or future wife and play near home. And at the same time, they managed to find a new quarterback for the Frankfurt Universe. So there were great talks between the two teams going on. There was no bad blood, but obviously it was perceived as we still in players. That's not the case. I think Danny Zeitler, the GM for the Universe, and David Drain, they know each other pretty well, and they figured out a way to get that done. But in general, I think this is something that was asked quite a bit, Zeljko, in social media about us engaging with players or whether we stealing players.
Yes, and I think you said it right. We are not stealing, and the league tries not to take players away from different clubs. This is not our goal. This is not our aim overall. At least we can say what we have done the last week, and not only we, but also the franchises. They were in good talks with local clubs in order to be in good motion with them and not to get the impression that the big ELF is coming and stealing something. So I know from really good talks in Leipzig, the same happened also in Berlin, the same happened in Cologne. And maybe you can tell a little bit about also the discussion you had today, for example, with the Crocodiles from Cologne.
Yeah, obviously the Cologne Crocodiles, they are a traditional team in Cologne, and they had some concerns, and which they voiced rightfully so. And we had a great kickoff meeting today, the board members and us as a league, and we're going to dive a little bit deeper into it next week, even with the football side. But it was great talks and a great kickoff meeting, because at the end of the day, we all agreed upon that making the best possible situation for the players is the most important goal that we all should strive for. So it was a very good meeting with the Crocodiles that we have, and I'm hoping that we can actually, and I'm not only hoping, I know that we're gonna be able to get closer together, and not only as a league, but also the franchise Cologne Centurions with the local amateur club teams. So it was a good meeting from that standpoint. I was very happy to be in that meeting.
Yeah. And I would say another topic over the last days was infrastructure. There were also a lot of talks. For example, we announced the franchise, for example, in Leipzig. There is not a lot of information out in the public. Where will they play? Where will they train? And I think what we can say is that we will announce by the week, or Leipzig will announce by the week, the stadium, the training facilities, and everything. The thing we can say today is there has been a lot of work behind the scenes, and Leipzig at the end will have one of the best infrastructures and one of the best stadiums overall in the league, with a big capacity, with everything. So they can start from tomorrow the planning of the season, of the game days and everything. And as the last franchise now, as Leipzig is who managed this and finished these negotiations, we will be able to announce tomorrow as well the schedule of our league, and we will then tell the people when we'll be able to see which game. And the one thing which is known is that we will have our top game of the week on Pro7 Max Sundays from 2 to 6 p.m. The next thing we can announce is that we will have a Saturday night game starting at 6 p.m. every Saturday. and this will be exclusively and live on RAN.de. And the same will happen. We will also announce our TV partners in Spain and in Poland, which will be also transmitting the TV signal from the domestic teams in their countries. So the things are going forward step by step, and I think it will be interesting that everybody will be able now to mark the dates of their favorite teams in order to watch them and to be able to watch them.
That's great. Now, looking forward, Zeljko, in the near future, this upcoming weekend. Tomorrow is Friday, then Saturday and Sunday. I think it's interesting for the fans out there to know that there will be a combine in Stuttgart, the new franchise. By the way, their name, their logo, color ID will be announced tomorrow in the morning, and I can tell you they're gonna look awesome. Really like the jerseys and the colorway and the logo. So really I'm anxious.
We can say they took their time, but they
did.
Time, to be honest.
Yes, they took their time, but at the end, it's pretty damn good. I think you guys are gonna like it. That's gonna be announced tomorrow. By the way, they're gonna have a combine on Saturday in Stuttgart, obviously with all the COVID protocols being in place and a hygiene concept. So from that standpoint, I'm going to be on the ground in Stuttgart, obviously, to be around. And then the following day on Sunday, there's going to be another combine in Cologne with the Centurions. And so obviously I'm going to be there too, just to see what's going on and see how the players do, and as far as possible, get into interaction with the players, the coaches, and everybody involved in these two franchises. So looking ahead, we are getting closer to football.
Yes, and what we can say is there will be another two combines then mid of May, and in two other cities as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Leipzig is gonna have one, and Berlin working on that. So I think that was it for today, right? Or did I forget anything?
One last
more thing.
One last entry we have. I forgot about it. Also, one thing we will announce most probably tomorrow is our stadium where the final will take place, where our bowl will take place. So we are ready. We finished that as well. So the only thing I would like to say now, be aware it will be a big stadium in a city with really big football tradition in Europe. So I think the people outside will like it. And once we announce this on Friday, also ticketing will be open. So we start to plan not only the beginning of the season on 20th of June, we also start to plan the final on the 26th of September. So everybody is happily invited to be part of the big show. And hopefully in September, we will have a big show in person and celebrate the first final.
Well, as you guys see it, there's a lot of things going on. I hope you guys like the weekly update. Zeljko, thank you for your time. If you like it, leave a little comment, leave a little like here on the channel. And thanks for taking the time watching us. And I'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.